And we have two terms in Arabic, and I do believe that in English also the same terminology. Focus with me, Brother Phillips, because you are American here too, and Abdurrauf also. Done deal, Abdurrauf? Done? Alhamdulillah. اوكي لو بالاوفيس في ميه لو نجيب قنينة ميه بس مش باردة من برا هنا. In Arabic there are two terminology, and I believe in English also they have the same. في العربي the first term is الساعة. In القرآن الكريم a few verses يسألك الناس عن الساعة and many ayat mention the word الساعة. And I believe in English, American brothers, and you focus with me, they call it the last hour, isn't it? In English, do you use this term, Abdurrauf? The American, the people of the book, Christians and Jews, they call it the last hour. And in Arab you said as-sa'a, hour. And we have another term is Yawmul Qiyamah, hereafter, the day of judgment. When we use these two terms, it's like al-zakat wal-sadaqah, like al-faqir wal-miskin. What I mean by that is that these two terms, if you said, while I'm coming to the masjid, I saw a miskin and I helped him. Or if you say, while I'm coming to the masjid, I saw a faqir and I helped him. Is there any difference? No. No difference. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in one verse, إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين, الزكاة is you should give it to 8 people, 8 kind of people. The first one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said الفقراء and المساكين and etc. Is al-faqir and al-miskin are the same? Are they the same here? No, cannot be the same, because they are mentioned in one text, in one nas, in one ayah or one hadith. Same thing when you say as-sadaqah or as-zakat. We can mention or use the word as-sadaqat, and the meaning is as-zakat. And the example of the same ayah, إنما الصدقات للفقراء, which is az-zakat, not the general sadaqat. It is the sadaqat here in this ayah means what? Az-zakat. So sometimes you use this and you meant the other, no problem. But if both terms mentioned in one text, cannot be the same. So sometimes people they said من علامات يوم القيامة, among the signs of the day of judgment. Is okay or not? Is okay. It's okay to say that. But if you want to be more accurate, it's not as a sign of the day of judgment. It is a sign of the last hour. If you want to be more accurate. But can we use it? Yeah, no problem. Why? Because من علامات يوم القيامة, you meant indeed the last hour, not the day of judgment after the resurrection day. No. And if you meant the day of the resurrection, before the day of the resurrection, the last hour should be, no matter what. Cannot be, we cannot skip the last hour to the day of judgment. The last hour itself, it is what? The last sign before the day of judgment, before the resurrection day. In this perspective, it's okay. So this is the first thing that I'd like to explain tonight, that الساعة, last hour, or يوم القيامة أو اليوم الآخر, we can use both, no problem. From before, the other thing that I'd like to clarify also tonight, which is, and I want to repeat but very quick, that the signs of the last hour, some scholars, they said some of them already, some of them are minor, they call it, and some of them are major. Different classification. Some of them already appeared, some of them do not. Even small minor signs before the major signs. The other thing that I'd like to mention tonight, which is I did not mention it from before, and what's in my mind, inshallah Rabbil Alameen, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the life and health to mention, something is not mentioned in the regular books talking about the day of judgment, talking about the signs of the last hour. Let me explain more. Look, Abdul Rauf, you focus more. You want to know. Jazakallah khair. If you go to the regular books, I'm not talking about the old and the previous books. If you go to any books written about the signs of the last hour, myself, I read many books of them, and I was expecting to see more details, which is I did not. And many of them, they mention only little bit about each sign, regardless if it is minor signs or major signs. I want to mention this before, from the beginning. I want to mention maybe very quick also what's known to people about the major signs and the minor signs. But also, I want to mention something else. I'm going, inshallah, to mention some signs, have narrations, but some scholars, not all the scholars, talk about the authentic of these ahadith. And here, I want to mention very quick now, and maybe next time I want to clarify more. I don't want to say my opinion, but the perspective that I want to start with, or based my opinion on, that many of these ahadith, some scholars, they said, are weak. Indeed, they are not. Why? Because the majority of this ahadith has something called at-tadlis. At-tadlis. Did any one of you heard about this word, and not linguistically and not fiqhi? At-tadlis from the hadith perspective, usul hadith perspective, ulum al-hadith perspective. Anybody heard about this word? Do you have any idea what tadlis means? لا مانك سامع شيء انت. انا ما قلت لك linguistically, I said حديثيا في علوم الحديث. هل قرأت شيء عن التدليس as term؟ ما عم اقول لك سامعوا، كلنا بنسمع بنعرف كلمة تدليس، بس في علم الحديث هل قرأت اطلعت عليها في علم الحديث what التدليس means؟ اخوي خلاص اذا نو. عبد الرزاق.
هو قد يكون حديث ساقط منه راوي او يسقط منه الراوي احد
أوكي يعني تدندن حولها.
As what he said, but what he forgot to say that because the Rawi that he said it from his scholar, he's a weak, so he will just بسقطه لأنه هو ضعيف في الشخص يعني ما لا يعتمد عليه فيقول لأنه هنا معاصرين فيقول سمعت عنه.
التدليس three kind indeed. three kind of تدليس في علم الحديث. في تدليس السند وتدليس الشيوخ. تدليس ايش؟ المتن؟ نو متن نو هو المتن اسمه متن. ايش يعني متن باللغة؟ يعني ظهر السفينة ولا ظهر هذا المتن والأرجل هي السند يعني. إن شاء الله I want to explain more about this only to justify, not only to give you a dars, a lecture in علم الحديث. No, it's not my purpose. Because it is one chapter or one item of علوم الحديث. And my class is not علوم الحديث. But I want to explain and educate ourselves about this particular chapter in علوم الحديث only to understand me, my point of view. When I said the majority of these ahadith that some scholars in علوم الحديث said this is weak because there is tadlis, to understand what the perspective of tadlis and the kind of tadlis, to tell you that a tadlis itself is not a big deal. To reject all ahadith because of tadlis. And when you recognize that many of ulama al-hadith, especially at the time of tabi'in and tabi'in, they use it, you will understand me. It is very important. I wish that I have time. If somebody can provide me when he has tafarrugh, dedicate my time to finish this, but I need some money to live in. I don't want to collect money for a sister who doesn't have a place to live. A wife and husband, they fight each other. Two business people, and somebody borrow money from somebody, and they came to me. That ate my time. Eat my time. Inshallah, one day before we'll leave this life, inshallah. It's very important. It's very important. So as I promised, inshallah, but it's not at the beginning. Not at the beginning. But inshallah, from the beginning, I want to mention the famous signs that everybody, or not everybody, the majority of Muslims know. Even quickly, we mentioned that. Then after that, we want to talk and mention ahadith. Is not opinion. Is not opinion, is ahadith. And when I said ahadith, let us say narrations. Because many of them narrated by some sahaba and some of them by tabi'in. But when you see, for example, I give you one example only. One example of these ahadith. In this ahadith, narrated by Imam Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, as I told you, not all of them by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, many of them by Sahaba and many of them by At-Tabi'in. Ka'b al-Ahbar, rahimahullah, is one of them. He mentioned a lot of ahadith in this. One of these ahadith described ISIS. ISIS, not today. Few years ago. Exactly. First, he said their flags are black. Al-Rayat Sud. So far, so good, right? Read al-hadith, this hadith, and make application on the reality. First, their flag are Sud, Rayat Sud. Rayat ISIS are black, right? Second, their hair long hair. They keep their hair long. ISIS the same. Plus, number 3, this hadith named, listen to this, أولئك أصحاب الدولة. أصحاب الدولة. What they call themselves? الدولة الإسلامية. The same. The same. And the author of this book, the author who wrote this book, Abu Nu'aym rahimahullah, he died 230. Died 230. What that means? That means he lived 100 something. 150, 140. This book, the author died 1,200 years ago. The author who collected this ahadith. So far, how many signs? 3 or 4? I don't know. Black flags. Their hair is long. And they name Ashab al-Dawla. And number four, their names is al-Kuna, related to cities. Cities. What the name of their Khalifa? Abu Bakr and what? Baghdadi. And Al-Himsi, other one. And Al-Dimashqi. And Al-Basri. Al-Mawsili. The kunya of, or nisba of cities. Exactly the same. And the Prophet ﷺ said they are the worst people. Shirarun nas. Not Rasulullah, Ali radiallahu anhu, based on this narration. When you see hadith or narration or athar 1,200 years ago in the book, and you ask me tadlis, oh come on, it's talking exactly what's going on today. Only I give you an example to understand what I'm talking about. Inshallah, I'm going to use many of these ahadith talking about the signs of the last hour. The signs of the last hour that you did not read it in the regular book. In regular books, talking about the signs of the last hour. It's very interesting book. Very interesting signs. Very interesting sign. I want to tell you one more hadith in this book. There is a narration said one of amirs will come before the day of judgment. I don't know if it's Ibn Salman or not. I wrote, wallahi, my comment. This is as if he is so and so. As if this narration describing this amir, so and so. He said, we'll bring in Al-Kaaba, in Al-Masjid Al-Haram, a young girl with very thin, transparent clothes you can't see through. And you can see her aura through her clothes, and bring her doing tawaf around Al-Kaaba with this situation of this what? And he said, one of the Muslims object, and he commanded his soldier or his guard to kill him in Al-Masjid Al-Haram. In Al-Kaaba. Al-Fisq, with this Muslim leader. Muslim. So many things is going to be, brothers, as signs of the last hour. Again, this book is very Interested? Yeah, I looked for it for years. Last year, one brother's Egyptian brother, he went to Egypt. Before that, more than 1 year, when the ICC made Umrah, I asked Sheikh Muhammad Khan to look in Mecca and Medina. He said, I couldn't find it. If he did enough, don't know. But after him, a brother went to Egypt, Cairo. عايز حاجة من مصر? Do you need anything from? I said, yes, I want this book. So subhanAllah, he went to many library until he found it in one, and he did not buy it until he called me from the library, from Egypt, to be sure that this is the same book that I'm looking for.
في كتب نحن كنا مشايخ تعلمنا بالمنشأ، كنا في كتب تسحب السلطات تأتي بأمر سعودي.
صحيح، هذا صحيح.
يمنعوها بس بيضلوا في شيء مخبي.
But subhanAllah, I said this is the book that I want. أشراط الساعة لأبي نعيم. أبو نعيم.
في كتاب بتاع ابن كثير اللي هو الفتن والملاحم.
لا غير هذاك معروف نون. بس هذا أقدم. وين هذا؟ قبل ابن كثير 500 years. Yeah. So what's good in this book also, this publication بسمون طبعة محققة. Do you know what محققة يعني? There is a scholar in hadith said this is ضعيف, this is حسن, this is تدليس, this is very important. Yes, Muhammad. What? Egypt? Cairo, I don't know. So inshallah, I'm really sure that you will enjoy it, inshallah. Because our deen, our Islam, the greatness of this deen, that's talking, keep the Muslims through generations, give guidance and light for the Muslim each generation, not to miss to be in dalal or misguided. All the time there is light till the day of judgment. Every generation, the Muslim, they expect what is going to be. Not is rajman bil ghaib, is not ghaib, based on the lightness of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the guidance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, especially al-ahadith, talk about the last hour, the signs of the last hour. I'd like to stop here tonight, not long. Inshallah, next time we start our trip. Inshallah. Yes, Muhammad. Say it again. Listen, are not the same. No, are not the same. And by the way, Al-Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned many ahadith talking about the black flags, a red suit, are not the same. Some ulama al-hadith classified this into 3 different groups. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. So not all ahadith talking about black flags are the same. No, different people. Not all of them are bad. Right mean? كمان black. It was black. وراية الخراساني اللي يعني helped Bani Abbas against Bani Umayyah, black. And Rayat al-Sud that will help Al-Mahdi also is black. So the black flags with Al-Khawarij, bad. Black flags with Abu Muslim al-Khurasani, bad. Why? Because سموه Abu Musrif. because he killed a lot of people, especially in Medina. Black flags with هدول أصحاب الدولة are bad based on this hadith. The black flags coming from the Maghrib. عندكم من المغرب. I don't know نفس المغرب ولا جهة المغرب. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. The black flags of Al-Mahdi, of course, are good. Rayat Sud here will support and will be with the soldier of Al-Mahdi. So not every time the Rayat Sud means are bad. No. But subhanAllah, this is black. Some of them are good, some of them are bad.
All these, they are using one flag which used to be the Prophet
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Oh, the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to have more than one flag. More than one.
One of them, this flag which has his
Yeah.
pattern.
Yeah. صحيح. بس النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان له أكثر من رأي. إن شاء الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن ينصر الإسلام ويعز المسلمين وأن يذل الشرك والمشركين والحاقدين والمتآمرين. يا رب فرج هم المهمومين، فرج عن هذه الأمة يا رب العالمين. ارفع مقتك وغضبك عنا، ارحمنا برحمتك الواسعة، احفظنا واحفظ أبنائنا وبناتنا ونسائنا وجميع المسلمين، وسلمنا في هذه البلاد من جميع شرور العباد، إنك على كل شيء قدير وإجابة جدير. صلى الله عليه وسلم محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. إيش اسمه ابنك؟ آدم؟ طيب آدم، إنك أنت شاطر وجلست بالدرس